Live on Stream It Sports NoCo, it's Northern Colorado High School football. This broadcast is brought to you by Jim's Wings, Northern Colorado's favorite wings since 1991. By Pedersen Toyota in Fort Collins, everything cars made easy. And by First Bank. Visit any of our convenient locations in Northern Colorado. First Bank, banking for good. And now for the play-by-play, here's David Haase and Randy McCoy.
Pay your friends back before they pay you back. Zelle on the First Bank app. First Bank, banking for good.
At Toyota, safety isn't an option, it's standard. So features like lane departure alert and pre-collision system are always included on every single Toyota RAV4. To get similar features on a road, Nissan charges over $6,000. They shouldn't. We don't. Just announced, get $3,000 cash back on a new 2018 Toyota RAV4. For other great deals, visit your Toyota dealer today. Or find your Toyota at toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Welcome to Fort Collins, Colorado. Tonight, live at French Field. You're watching Stream It Sports. We have a crosstown rivalry boys varsity football game. The Fossil Ridge SaberCats host the Rocky Mountain Lobos. Hello, everybody. I'm David Haase, along with Randy McCoy and Max Fink on camera. As you see, our captains for both teams going on out to the middle of the field tonight, and it's going to be a cool, crisp night, Randy, but hopefully stays dry.
Well, perfect for football, especially if you're on the field or if you're up in a luxury box like we are.
Yes.
High atop French Field, it's a perfect night. And, you know, this is one of these games that you can throw the records out the window. Fossil and Rocky, even though it's not a long-lived rivalry, it's got interesting points of their own. And a lot of times the team that's not supposed to win wins in this game.
That's one of those.
We've seen that happen. Fossil early on, even when they weren't very good, a couple of times upset Rocky when they were good. So
they can rise up.
You never know. So both teams coming in. Again,
captains you see out there right now for the SaberCats, 75 is Zach Heckman, 46 Sean Bauerfein, their leading tackler, 32 is Casey Knutson, number 8 is Ryan Ressler. The Lobos across the way, number 56 Jeremy Reed, 31 Hayden Steffens. That's the only two they got out there actually in uniform tonight, and it's that time of year when injuries start adding up and showing in the actual game play, don't they?
Yeah, and you see two injured Lobos right there, and we don't see the number because it's chilly enough to have a coat on.
Yeah, you can't quite pick out the names below that, but we have the coin flip there. Our officials on the field tonight too. First of all, our referee is David Trimble, umpire is Bill Ferguson, head linesman is Jim Burke, and we got Alex Bryant as line judge. Back judge is Tanner Pierrick. So as we get this game underway, the Lobos will be kicking off and kicking towards the north end zone. Not much of a breeze tonight. Lobos have a strong-legged kicker. Willig hasn't had even many returns, so it's one of those march the field kind of nights if you're playing offense for Fossil Ridge if you're catching a kickoff. But, city games, you want to see what that big thing that happens early.
Yeah, and the one thing we know that happened early for Rocky Mountain their last game was turnovers, and I would imagine Coach Brooke, they worked on that a little bit, don't you think?
Well, it's one of those, we've seen those games where just what could go wrong did. And back deep for the SaberCats, number 5, and I'm using the old binoculars trying to sneak in here. And the SaberCats are wearing our favorite jerseys.
Yeah,
with
dark black
green. Yeah.
on dark green.
Yeah, but Niles Tilley, who should be prominent in anything that Fossil Ridge wants to do, especially on the perimeter night. Speedster, leading receiver, and one of those kids that can take it the distance every time he touches it.
So we do 4 12-minute quarters here, Colorado football, high school. Here's David Haase.
Willie kicks off near hash, deep in the end zone for the touchback. And no return, obviously, but now we've got the chance to see as the SaberCats will break out and see how they want to, have their system going tonight. They've been a fairly mix of run and pass, as the season goes along, but no real dominant part of the game for them. Good balance, but both these teams, obviously, when you're struggling, you're looking for that identity and who will take over. We got young quarterbacks, a junior for the SaberCats and a sophomore for the Lobos. Moser, throwing at 47%, and that's actually climbed up. His play has gotten better, as you'd expect. Knutson sitting next to him, running back most of that, will get most of the carries. And actually, Knutson is actually at the quarterback right now in the Wildcat. First play of the game, straight up the middle. Gain about 6 or 7. So starting out a little differently here in the Wildcat formation. Direct snap to Knutson back there, flanked in the backfield. And we'll try to get these numbers to you folks, I promise, but it's just so hard to tell. Still in the Wildcat, trips the top of your screen. You got to think everything's going to be a run play. You only play 2 people, and the Lobos quickly get in there and swallow that play up. That was Jeffrey Reich, number 11 from that defensive end spot, has had a pretty good year for the Lobos.
Fossil Ridge coming in with a 2-4 record, and one big win was against Fort Collins. So that's, if they can win another game here, being able to beat 2 city teams is a pretty big deal, whether you're kind of no matter what.
SaberCats still too tight. Single up back next to him. Fake the give. Knutson picks his way around the side. Bounce off one tackler. He's not going to get it. He actually is going to lose a yard or 2. And if you're going to run the Wildcat, somewhere along the way, you're going to have to show some kind of passing game.
Yes, you are.
Because otherwise you're going to have 7 people coming upfield, and that run-pass option in the backfield doesn't fool anybody, does it?
No, it doesn't. You've got to be able to kind of bounce up and throw it across the middle, which is always open.
Yeah, that's, high school linebackers are going to go chasing now, so in punt formation, Lobos have got number 33 back to receive. That's Jordan Yancey. Good snap. Takes it to the side. Nice high booming punt. And no fair catch by Yancey. Showed a little courage there, and he's going to pay for it.
Well, I think he forgot.
Yeah. And, well, he's the senior. He says, you know what? I'm going to try to make a play we can, but we'll look for what they do on offense now for the Lobos after a quick 3 and out. Giles Pooler, the sophomore, is kind of taking over quarterback. Big, young lefty, and we've seen good pocket presence, and as you want to see a kid progress the year, we'll see a little bit more tonight.
Had a pretty good second half last week against Pooter, and he's going to mature right before our eyes. One way or another, isn't he?
That's exactly right. Trial by fire. Kid next to him in the pistol. Back to throwing first down. Throws the long out over the top. A nice job of getting underneath that route. Number 10 for the Lobos out there in the out pattern holding Lefke, but the he tried to loop it over the top.
Well, it's hard to put something on it and get it up and then down. And
and a nice job by the outside linebacker for the SaberCats that time. He got underneath the pattern. He got right to his spot. He went to the out pattern. And Lobos, for what we've seen so far this year, don't take it downfield too much straight there. A lot of outs.
And they got 5 free ones there.
Assuming that will be an encroachment call. Yeah, the line judge on this side is saying encroachment, and the SaberCats are going to back up 5, so 2nd and 5 is certainly a difference. Bright night here, though. We've got a good crowd across the way. Lobos coming in. They brought the band, too. SaberCat band did a great job, as usual, on the national anthem. Still filling in a few people inside, and actually the rain started to come down again, which was unfortunately predicted.
And it is 49 degrees.
Yeah.
So, folks, let me tell you.
Yeah, SaberCats jumped offside again, and just a little too anxious. So in 2 plays, without snapping the ball, Lobos got first down.
And both these teams wanting to make some kind of statement today, regardless of their records. They've been playing each other since middle school.
Yep.
And this is just an extension of that, really, in these city games.
Lobos heavy formation right now. Shift up back to the left. Give to Kidd over right side. Going through about cross midfield, down 45, about a 14-yard gain. And Sean Kidd, the sophomore, showing some explosion there.
Well, that's what they've not had so far this year is somebody who can actually get through that line quick and get in the secondary.
Well, and the skill positions for the Lobos are the Diaper Dandies, a bunch of sophomores. Giles Pooler, there was a team last year that had a great freshman team. This year, Rocky's freshman and JV this year, both undefeated. So it's it's a youth movement right now for the Lobos. We'll see if it pays off.
Kind of going all in, aren't they?
Kid again, straight up the middle, another big hole downfield, another first down yard gain. So
this might be a coming out for Mr. Kidd.
Well, and right now what you're seeing too is a pretty good run up the middle for the offensive lineman for the Lobos, which we've not seen that last year. A dominant big offensive line, led by Spencer Lovell, who's playing D1 ball at Arizona State now. So you've got big gaps to fill, and sometimes it takes a while.
Two of the best runs we've seen them have all year, right there back to back.
1st and 10 now, ball on the 34-yard line of the SaberCats. And,
another 5.
So right now, that's the 3rd encroachment infraction, and, just digging a hole right now if you're the SaberCats.
If I'm Coach Bigelow, I'm calling a timeout right now and going out and say, guys, relax.
Yeah.
It's
a long game.
Yeah, it's a long game, and you're –
So 1st and 5 after the penalty. Pooler again. Motion curving across the formation, makes a strong left. Give left side. Kidd again slices up the middle, breaks a couple tackles, and inside the 25-yard line, and another first down for the Rocky Mountain Lobos.
Boy, Coach Brooks has got to just
this is the way you want to dial it in.
Jumping for joy, isn't he?
You get some freebies, and then you run the ball well. They're probably averaging about 8 yards a carry right now.
And makes it so much easier to pass.
Yeah. Well, linebackers have start stepping up. Jennings split here to the near side of the field. Lefty inside him. Give again to Kidd right up the middle. Big hole in the inside. Stepping outside. If he'd have cut up right up the hash marks, I think he'd have walked in. Nice tackle, though, by the safety coming up for the SaberCats. And we got multiple flags in the air. So this will be a personal foul after the play. Gain of about 9 on that play. Be marked at about the 15-yard line. And we got some people that are going to get talked to. Lobos look like they're backing up. And they should. So that gives back the three penalties all in one.
Somebody might have been feeling really good about this drive or something.
I think somebody did something, because that was 3 officials from 3 parts of the globe out there all throwing them in. They all unholstered really quickly. So I think they decided we're going to take control of this right now.
Yeah.
So it makes it 2nd and about 16, and that's one of those drive-killing moments.
2nd down.
Jennings up top along with Lefke. Another run this time. Fossil Ridge not to be fooled, nice. Blitzed right into it. Great defensive call by Coach Bigelow and his staff. Met him in the backfield. Now if you're Rocky Mountain, you just want to go, you'd like to get somewhere inside the 25-yard line. Willig has got certainly a strong enough leg. He's got a bit of a breeze behind him.
That was Flores on the stop there, Edgar Flores, 6'2", 243.
Yeah, Fossil Ridge has definitely got the size advantage across the lines tonight. We always talk about public schools. The kids that show up, the ones that play, right?
Yeah.
And you've got that issue every year. 3rd and long now. Pooler low snap, steps back, fires across the middle, a little bit behind. Just a tough one to pull in that time for Tyler Jennings. A little bit behind him. He got a couple hands on it, but was separated by a nice closing tackle.
That's the kind of pass the sophomore will probably make when he's a senior, but tough.
And he stood there well and really waited for it. Willig will be taking the attempt from the 38, so 48-yarder on a cold, breezy night. And if it's going to be, it's a little damp out there, so the old plant foot's interesting too. High snap, ball's down, kick is driven, but it looks like it's pulled straight to the left. So Rocky Mountain, after driving the field pretty successfully, will come away with nothing. And the ball will go down marked on the 20-yard line. That's where the SaberCats will start again. So that's the tale of penalties, what they really do to you. Personal fouls will take you out of a drive right now.
Right, and I think they had 4 last game against Pooter, 3 or 4, between the turnovers and the personal fouls. So somebody in there is
a little composure issue.
Yeah, having a little issue hearing the whistle.
Knutson again back in the Wildcat formation, so Mosser not in at quarterback yet. Wide right there this time.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so predictable when you're not going to throw the ball.
Well, and right now, Rocky Mountain sending everybody upfield. That's when you just take your defensive ends and there's no action your way. Come across the line, contain, and make a play. That's loss of 5. Takes them back to the 15.
And Knutson, who's probably one of the better athletes in town, I'm sure he can throw it. And he probably needs to keep the defense honest, don't you think?
Well, somewhere along the way here, you're going to have, that was a sweep that time. Obviously, it didn't go. Rocky Mountain still showing 4 down linemen. Fossil was having a hard time getting set up here, too. That's a little uncertainty. This time, just a sweep left. Old school football. Knutson's got the side. He's got the edge. It's going to be a foot race. He's going to win it. No flags on the field. It's going to be a 85-yard touchdown run on a sweep.
Goodness.
And that's credit to the outside blocking of the Sabres that time, because no real reason for that to be a hole. He just got the outside turn on the afterburners and was gone.
Somebody caved in that outside presence, and there was nobody there.
Yeah.
And then he did the rest.
Well,
good speed.
Defensive backs come to the inside. He got his shoulder square going north and south, and he took it south in a hurry, didn't he?
Well, at first it looked like just your average 10-yard quarterback sweep, but then all of a sudden there was nobody back in the back to. And again, because they haven't passed, nobody was really playing anything deep.
No, well, that's a great point, Randy, because the safety's not deep enough to get an angle to go after him. They're coming from almost behind him. You're not going to run him down. He showed a great burst and finishing speed there. So 7-0 with early here in the first quarter. 6:01 left.
Casey Knutson, senior, 6 foot, 187, and showed some great speed on that. And he didn't just maintain. I mean, he outran people.
There wasn't anything tricky about it. That was just student body left.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, if you can.
That put them back on the plus side for their yardage on the night.
Well, we're sitting here talking about that, and again, if you execute plays, they work.
Angelo Vitano and Jordan Yancey back for the Lobos, standing about their 10.
So we're not sure if Mosser is.
Knutson is the kicker. So
no, he's everything. He's the punter, the kicker.
Interesting to see if he's got any legs left after that stretch there.
Yeah, 85-yard sprint.
Yeah, the back judge is doing a nice job or line judge, a nice job of letting him take a second there. He says, "Son, are you back?"
Well, we've watched him play for a few years, and he's just give it all he's got. And
I'm a football player.
Yeah, and he typically rises to the top.
So low line drive kick taken at the 5-yard line by Yancey. Good coverage downfield for the SaberCats. Yancey bounces off the pile. Forward progress about the 28-yard line. So the SaberCats, nice job on kick cover.
Is that 8? 8, 9, 6.
Yeah, I know. It was either Caden Dollar or Ryan Ressler. I couldn't tell you which one.
Ressler is what
they're going with across the way. We appreciate the help from Jamie Menifee on the PA tonight.
Spotter Matt Johansson.
State champion assistant golf coach Jamie Menifee, we'd like to add. Nice job of the SaberCats this week. Dylan Stewart took him to the end.
Oh my gosh!
Kid straight up the middle, bounce off a tackle. He's got the
he's gone.
It's going to be a middle race.
Yeah,
he's at the 40, and he's not going to be caught. The sophomore's running away from people. So in 2 plays, we've got about 160 some yards of offense. All the air went to one side of the field.
Yeah,
now it just went back.
And that is fun. Let me tell you, folks.
A 72-yard
We have not seen offense like that here this year much, especially from our teams.
Yeah, well, and the first couple of handoffs he was close. That time the safety had no chance. PAT pending now. Willig back. A good snap, good hold. Kick is up, and it is true.
Well, we're going to have 200-yard rushers for sure, aren't we?
Yeah, I'd say that's in the book.
Wow. Well, and again, just like you said, we saw that coming. That was, he could have done that 2 other times if it wasn't for like one person. So Fossil Ridge defense maybe they weren't prepared for the speed of King, but
well, that was straight up the middle, and Kidd just took it.
King,
it was just the like I say, he got to full speed pretty quickly, and there's nobody. I mean, a couple DBs had a chance. He just ran away. So it's 2 explosive plays here very early in the half. That took a total of about 9 seconds there, 72-yard run.
Well, Sean Kidd said, I'm here.
Yeah.
This is my coming out party. And I'm assuming he's a
I think he's a Panther.
I think he's a
he's a Weber Panther.
He's a Weber boy.
We got reinforcement from that. Well, and that's what we talk about, because these kids, you know, this is a city programs here. You know, they come through the feeder schools, Weber and Blevins, and then Kennard and Preston over there for the SaberCats. So, you know, these kids have played against each other.
Yeah, and when a lot of us have seen them since 6th grade, you know, and a lot of the, you know, you coached them, you know,
a lot of years
over at Kennard, and your senior class was final a couple of years ago or last year.
Yeah,
but
now that's
still you watch them.
Yep, exactly right. So Willig again now to kick off.
How they develop.
High kick. This one's got a chance. Just soars over the head, though. I thought Wrestler might have a chance on that one. Does land in the end zone, so we'll see if Mr. Knudsen's got his breath back.
Wow. What an exciting couple of minutes here, folks.
So don't go get a soda. If you turn around, you might miss another touchdown.
Well, we talked off the air. Neither one of these offenses has really impressed anybody this year, but the defenses have played just well enough at times. But both those plays were just good individual efforts. You know,
just a couple things executed and then showed that can't coach speed. Knudsen again on the carry left side, just kind of running by people. He's out in the open again. It's going to be another.
This is unbelievable, folks. Is he going to go? He's going to get caught this time, I believe.
I don't know.
No.
Yes,
at the 1.
2-yard line.
Oh, my goodness.
So 2 plays, back to back to back, 3 plays, where almost the distance there. Knudsen, like I say, he just picked his way. It's kind of like we were watching Greeley West a few weeks ago.
Oh, yeah.
Just a football player. You know, he faked the handoff. He wasn't really even trying to fake the handoff. It was just kind of a cursory thing to do while he was looking to find a hole, and he burst through it.
And he's got great vision.
Yep, that's exactly right. Took his time and accelerated. I think it's kind of interesting. They're looking for a play from the field, from the sideline.
Yeah.
What do you say? Do that again. What's the signal for that? And like I say, not even a fake again. Into the end zone he goes. Great surge by the offensive line up front. So in 4 plays, we've had 20 points scored. Don't really count the play. It's a non-time down play for the PATs. So 3 touchdowns in 4 plays from scrimmage.
And people getting a little more than they thought they were going to get so far, haven't they? And
if you arrive late for the game, you've missed out a lot already.
Wow. So about 150 yards. 160 yards rushing for Knudsen, and he had a little bit before. So,
yep. Snap down, kick is up, just missed that one, going through the middle. Angelo Vitano barely missed that PAT there. We saw him get one earlier this year.
So 14-7 on 3 consecutive plays, over 70 yards in runs. I wonder who's going to get the ball on first down for Rocky Mountain.
It's like a couple heavyweights punching here. You take a big punch, I'll give you a big punch.
This is our 7th year doing this, folks. We have never seen anything like this.
No, that was unprecedented.
Especially running, too. I mean, you know, you've got to get through the line, and then you got to outrun. There's some people with some speed out there these guys are outrunning.
Yeah, that was applaud the effort right that time for Jordan Yancey for the Lobos. Stay with him. He ran him down and got him out to 2. They still scored, but you know what? You don't quit. So Knudsen looking for some oxygen. I'm sure he's going to back the kick again.
Oh, my gosh. Nah, he's
a left-footed kicker, too. Drive it short, taking about the 10-yard line, but Vitano goes up the middle, spins off 1 tackle, out past the 35, near the 40.
What a great spin move.
Yeah, well, we've seen him. We saw him when he was, look at all the flags this time. Okay.
Oh, there's a lot of.
I think Rocky Mountain did something again.
This is very much not like Rocky Mountain.
Well, and somebody did something. You know, it's one of those, if you're going to retaliate, you're going to be the second one caught in these kind of things. Whatever you're doing wrong, one time is something, but that is, you know, Coach Brook and his staff just like Coach Bigelow and his staff, that is not what they want to see, not what they teach, not what they want you to be out there representing the school for.
Right, or your family, or.
Yep. Well, and it's a heated game, that's for sure. It's a city game, but you keep that between the snaps.
Yeah.
Snap and the whistle, and then that's it.
There's plenty of time to.
You want to get after it, do it the right way.
Do what you got to do, but.
That took a pretty good return.
That's 5
back to
of
the
those
25.
in 2 games, though. But so that's, I mean, that is so unlike a Rocky Mountain team.
Give this time to Kidd right up the middle. SaberCats gained him just a couple. SaberCats sent 5 people up the center, which they've got to do. They've got to stop that interior run. So first run in 3 or 4 times that was under 70 yards in front of us. Brings up 2nd and 8.
So we see Mosser's down there on the sideline. He's not hurt or anything.
Just a shift in the way they're doing it.
This is just what they decided to do this game, isn't it?
Yep, another run play, short gain, maybe none at all. Back to line of scrimmage. I think it's one of those where now, too, I mean, Pooler will have to kind of get involved in the passing game just when it's not so obvious. Trying to get some of those. We want to give as many of these big kids up in the 50, 60, 70 guys. So hard to get those numbers out there. Jeremy Reed, 56, 67, Kevin Drum. Tyler Kimball, 78 up there for the Lobos up front.
So look how close the safeties are to the line now since they've been running so much.
3rd and 8. Need to get across about the 40-yard line. Pooler looks down. He throws the lob pass. He's got a man on the side. It's going to be a little outside. Just didn't get up for the ball.
Not a bad thrown ball.
No, it really was. Tyler Jennings had a chance at it, just couldn't pull it in. Put it out there where he was the only one to have a chance. So nice job by the SaberCats defense. Stuffed a couple runs. The incompletion makes it a 4th down punt coming up for the Lobos.
Nice crowd tonight.
Yeah, they're still filling in here for a cool, drizzly kind of night. Willig will be punting from about his own 15-yard line. Twin safeties back for the SaberCats.
It looked like that left.
Yeah, good
guy
snap.
Early,
turn over the
it?
top. That's going to hit the ground, too. That's the ball that should have been grabbed. And it's going to go outside. Nice job of angling across the field. That was a great punt. Ball down at the 23-yard line. And I think that was one of the differences when you have twin safeties back there. It's the I got it, you take it mold. Nobody really aggressively goes after the ball, and that one circled across and
would have saved him about 15 yards, wouldn't it?
Yeah. That's
he'd run up and catch that.
That completely flipped the field.
3:43 left here now in the first quarter. Want to thank one of our sponsors, Jim's Wings, voted best wings in Northern Colorado since 1991. Jim's Wings on Elizabeth over by Moby Arena. Make sure you go over there and tell them we sent you here.
Rocky Mountain that time kind of just sat there and waited.
Well,
but they got to blow the whistle there too.
Yeah, that's not.
You got.
I mean, he was stopped.
He was cold.
3 seconds before they blew the whistle.
Yeah, Mullenhammer or Neil David there, number 42, met him squarely in the hole, had him wrapped up, and there wasn't anything going on. And they kind of kept playing around.
Yeah, and they gave him where he was at too. So it's like, well, why did you?
What's the point?
Yeah.
Loss of a yard on the play.
That's where that stuff festers. that you're calling those flags on.
3 down linemen, 2 rush ins, man on the outsides. Fake this time. It is given to the side, going there and really tied up. Gain him a couple. Nice cut upfield.
It's Andy Sherrill, I believe.
Yep, Sherrill on the carry. Yeah, you just got to do it. One, just for some little bit of subterfuge. You got to act like there's a little something else you can do.
If you're a defensive coordinator, though, you're probably telling them to keep your eye on Knutson, huh?
Oh, gosh. Well, and play your technique. Don't go chasing anything.
Yeah.
Stay home. He's too good an athlete to give you a gap. He found it on both those long runs.
Yeah, those weren't. Yeah, I mean, they
took his time. And we're going to have a 5-yard penalty for illegal motion. 2 men in motion at the same time. Procedure calls, and we'll back them up.
It's rare. I can't remember seeing a time where a coach comes into a game and almost changes their entire offense plan with a new quarterback basically running.
Well,
Wildcat every play.
I'm a little surprised too. They're not going more double tight end just to give him more blocking up front. Put him in there. They're still staying in the spread. Now that does widen out your defense a little bit, but not your front seven. Rocky Mountain's still going to play 7 in the box, and they'll play one or two safeties over the top this time here just to widen out a little bit. Back to throw. Ross, and there's a little misread there.
I didn't even see who came in at quarterback there, because he's coming right back out.
Well,
number 7,
yep.
Is that right?
Actually looked like I thought it was Branch Bachelet, junior quarterback.
Yeah, that's him.
Yeah, and then that's the thing coming off cold, and the receiver ran a stop route near the first down yardage, and he took it deeper. So that's just a hard place to put you into.
Yeah.
So back to back
I like my chances
here.
with Knutson getting 15.
Yeah, Knutson, left-footed punter again, low driving punt, bounced across the 50, takes a great Fossil Ridge bounce near the 35. So after 6 plays, basically all we've done is change the field position about 5 yards.
Yes, and we got a minute 42 left here in the
and we
first
shouldn't
quarter.
talk about it, but still 14-7 lead. The scoreboard is still lit.
Yes, it is. Fine job by those folks next to us in the booth.
Technicians keeping that scoreboard on tonight. Yeah, we've had some technical difficulties over there where that thing will just black out and all of a sudden gone and then come back. So there's some gremlins already afoot here pre-Halloween time. Pooler give to kid in the middle, slides around, going to be tackled right at the line of scrimmage. Now unless you're going to make these big plays all the time, which defenses are going to start getting in the groove.
Right.
And they're going to sit there right now. Rocky Mountain seeing 8-9 guys up in front in the box, and neither team's completed a pass yet.
And we've seen this a lot this year. Seems like more than ever is teams are not trying to keep them honest. Nobody's going downfield, and maybe they don't think they have the athletes to do it. I don't know, but we have not seen hardly anybody do that.
Kid set to the left of Pooler, strong right formation. Pooler throwing second down.
There it
Takes
is.
it downfield.
As soon
He's
as
got
I
a
say
man
it.
open. Oh. That was a tough one. I don't think he realizes that open right off that. I think Jennings actually might have been looking back. It looks like it hit him in the helmet. So timing-wise, great throw. Pooler got out of his hands, but Jennings is just starting to clear the defender. And, that's when you just got to go up and get it. And that's youth.
Yeah, it was.
So 3rd and 10 now for the Lobos.
Again, you cannot blame the pass on that. That was a good pass.
Trips to the top of your screen, signal receiver to the bottom. 2 safeties on top. Pass protection breaking down. He's got nowhere to go, and he's sacked. And we got a penalty at the end of that.
Be a holding probably, which I would.
Well, they'll certainly decline. Bring up 4th down after a loss of about 8 or 9. Block in the back or holding call. Decline as would be expected.
And folks, we know both these teams very well. That could have been all the scoring in the whole game.
Yeah, it might get dry.
In those 3 plays.
Yeah, because it could settle down here and the exuberance of all that could go away.
Yeah, the defenses can start kind of locking in. And
Fossil showing a punt block. Coming to get it, just missed it. Incidental contact on the punter, pulls it to the left side, so it did force it.
Worked.
Still got a little extracurricular going on.
Probably buddies, huh?
Yeah.
People don't understand that. The one you want to get the worst is the guy that you're going out with after the game.
Somebody you've seen forever and you'll see again. So good pressure on the punt that time.
And that was a good throwing a flag right there, too.
Yeah, it's just incidental contact. He pulled up. There's nobody, no Oscar try from the Rocky punter. Willick did still get a decent punt off down to the 28s where the SaberCats will start this time. 24 seconds left here in the first quarter. Thanks for tuning in to Streaming Sports. David Haase, Randy McCoy on the call. Max Fink on camera tonight. Still the Wildcat formation. Fake the give. Knutson upfield, gets around a couple
say.
Well, and part of that's just follow your big blockers up front. They've got the size advantage. They're going to get a good push. Lobos got Hargraves 43 up front along with Drum and Galeli. You've got the size advantage. You just got to keep pushing on it.
Well, and Knutsen's a very heady player, and he's smart enough to know, he's going right where his blocking is. He's not trying to juke or nothing. So that's the end of the first quarter. Our score 14-7 on 3 long plays here at French Field. You're watching Streaming Sports and ASBN TV. And we're back here now, beginning of the second quarter. Fort Collins volleyball kept on rolling last night. It was a big win over Loveland. Loveland came in 8-1. And we had Loveland contest last Tuesday as well. They beat Legacy. But Fort Collins beat them 3-0, and Fort Collins isn't even letting teams win one set. They're just rolling in volleyball, I'll tell you what.
Doing a good job of just closing out their competition. Knutsen again, just sweep right. Trying to get upfield, get the corners, got the edge.
Got the
Looks
first
like
down.
First down yardage and about a step or two past. Well, that's the thing. If you got a size advantage, you don't need to be in a hurry. He's obviously shows how he has his edge. He bursts through the hole. We've seen that twice for long touchdown runs. But, if you keep getting 4 and 5 yards there, man, it looks like he's just short.
Foe.
Exactly. So 3rd and short now for the SaberCats.
You know who he reminds you of, and my parents told me about this guy, but Paul Horning. This is kind of how Horning used to play, wasn't it?
Yep. Very much a
multi-faceted athlete.
Yeah, a wing too back in the day.
Could have passed if he needed to, and
fake the give upfield again. Knutsen just going to get across the 40. First down yardage easily there, gain of about 4.
Yeah, what a smart runner, though.
Well, just knowing what's in front of him.
Yeah, just looking and saying, okay, I'm going to. And he knows how much he needs. He's not trying to break every.
Well, and part of it, too, is, in a bit here, you got to wonder about if he's going to wear down.
Right.
Because you're going to start taking a lot of hits, and if you're carrying basically 80 or 90% of the time here, which apparently is the game plan.
Yeah, boy.
So far it's working.
Me.
Yeah.
And, folks, we don't know if there's injuries. We don't know if this is all they got tonight. We don't know anything about that. So
jump pass coming. This time just popped up in the air. That should have been picked off. That was
Tebow-esque.
Yeah, they're going to have a hold in the backfield. Yeah, it was a they broke the formation there and put the running back out in the slot and tried to basically throw a jump pass, and very fortunate out there that it wasn't picked off, because it was, when you don't have the time, Chavez is sitting out there waiting for it, and nice play by the receiver, also playing defender.
Just don't get why nobody is throwing it over the middle.
Well,
a lot of green grass over there.
Yeah, well, and just when you're playing, basically the Tampa 2 with the 2 safeties over the top is what Rocky's doing right now. So big penalty because the spot foul brings up first down again, but at first and about 25 now. They need to get across midfield for a first down. Again, Knutsen on the run, goes to the middle, breaks around a couple tackles, gets hit, gains about 7 or 8. And that's part of the reason, right, Randy, that Rocky's going back to the 2 safeties, is that you got somebody back there deep enough to get an angle.
Right.
In that kind of situation, you got 20-some yards to go. We'll give you 5 or 8. I don't want to give you 55 or 88, though.
Right, like they did earlier. There was nobody back there to catch him.
Yep, when they're all getting really run heavy up front and you get up close to the line of scrimmage, the angles are all bad. Heavy offensive formation here to the left side. Into the boundary now. They're moving the running back over. Fake again, picks his way around, gets to the outside, is going to get hit, driven out of bounds, spun around. Yeah, that's a good idea. That's a nice job by the official just to call it, because otherwise.
But here you go. He's got it down to a manageable 3rd down.
That makes it about a 3rd and 9. That's so they're going to give him 6 or 7. But he makes one step, and 6 or 7 comes, more than they need. But this is be interesting to see if they try it again. This is where your defense, you almost really don't need to push upfield so much. You kind of wait, you just fill your gaps.
Yeah, wait till he gets there because.
Yep. Rocky 4-down lineman trips the top of your screen. And it's a pass across the middle, caught. And Knutson paid for that one. He took a pretty good shot just as he threw it, and that's kind of one of those differences. Now he's going to be down on the ground. I think that's Knutson, or not somebody else over here on the near side. So we have a player down for the SaberCats. Timeout on the field. Well, take a timeout up here. You're watching Streaming Sports.
At Toyota, safety isn't an option, it's standard. So features like lane departure alert and pre-collision system are always included on every single Toyota RAV4. To get similar features on a road, Nissan charges over $6,000. They shouldn't. We don't. Just announced, get $3,000 cash back on a new 2018 Toyota RAV4. For other great deals, visit your Toyota dealer today. Or find your Toyota at toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Yeah.
Well, as we're talking here off air, what Fossil Ridge has done today is they've just come in and simplified the game of football, haven't they?
Yeah, well, like I say, you had the slot receiver there pretty much uncovered, and just enough for the first down. Now 1st and 10 on the 40. SaberCats on a drive after facing a 1st and 26. 9-12 left here in the half. They lead 14-7. Kravik motion right side, just leading blocker comes through. They miss one time there, and that's what he should have stayed with his blockers, because he cut back where he saw open territory, but that was mean there's people filling in that backside, so gain of maybe a yard.
And he doesn't really explode till he sees his hole, so he didn't really have much speed going, and pretty easy to bring down.
The sweep to the right side that time, when they bring Kravik in motion across the formation, shifts the blocking, gives you one extra body on that side versus the defense, and didn't take advantage of it there. Sweep left. And a holding call in the backfield. And Knutson's break a couple tackles on the sideline inside the 25-yard line.
Which will be for naught.
Yeah, that's how you get the edge when all of a sudden somebody gets grabbed. Both officials were on it. Call right at the 40-yard line. So that'll bring up 2nd and about 18.
To be fair, we did not see Fossil Ridge's last couple of games, so they could have been doing this, although the stats don't show
No.
this kind of success for sure. I mean, Knutson's probably got 200 yards rushing already.
8:23 left in the half. 14-7 Sabres got the lead. Their ball squarely on the midfield stripe there with Poudre School District insignia on it. Trips the top of your screen. This time to give. Running straight ahead, I think that was Cam Dollar. Or Caden Dollar, number 8, or Ryan Ressler. Trying to get that 8 and the 9 difference. We'll take Dollar, as my instinct was right. He's another big battering ram type of player coming in right around that size, you want to give somebody the 190-ish and make him run it. SaberCats have got the physical size to run this kind of offense for a while, don't they, Randy?
Yeah, and especially against a team they're bigger than.
Yeah. Fake the give. Knutson again up the middle, breaks a couple tackles, sliding along in the middle of the pile, goes down after a gain of about 8 or 9.
But he's just elusive. I mean, he's running through
traffic.
He's not. These aren't wide open things he's doing. He's running 10 yards through traffic.
Well, and you get a chance to go right up through the middle there. You got Zach Heckman, 6'4", 280. He's probably got 40 pounds or more on anybody across from him, and it's not a mistake. He's fallen right through the middle with him. Weren't able to get the SaberCats interior line starters before the game. Nobody was ready with those, unfortunately. We'll try to get them out to you. Brings up 4th and 5 now. Big play here. Strong formation right side. Snap. Sweep right side. Sherrill's going to be taken down for a big loss. So it'll be a turnover on downs. And Neil David, number 42 for the Lobos, comes across, makes a big play. And then give the Lobos back the ball right about midfield, just short, actually about 41-yard line.
Not a great decision. Should have probably kept the ball there.
I think that had to be a design call. I think they've got to let somebody else get the ball after a bit, otherwise he'll wear out. I mean, that's a lot of carries. 1st and 10 now. Twin receivers here near side. Pooler back to throw on 1st down. Going to get tackled for a loss.
Boy, I'll tell you, Fossil Ridge's pass rush has been impressive so far.
You got to get rid of the ball.
Yeah.
That's
held it a little long.
Yeah, that's the sophomore mistake. If the pass is taken too far downfield, you got to get rid of the ball and learn to step up in the pocket and go. He's lost about 9 on that play. Because a great push straight up field by the SaberCat front defensively.
We've got timeout by Fossil Ridge here. So with our score 14-7, SaberCats ahead of Lobos. We'll take a timeout. You're watching Streaming Sports.
At Toyota, safety isn't an option, it's standard. So features like lane departure alert and pre-collision system are always included on every single Toyota RAV4. To get similar features on a Rogue, Nissan charges over $6,000. They shouldn't. We don't. Just announced, get $3,000 cash back on a new 2018 Toyota RAV4. For other great deals, visit your Toyota dealer today. Or find your Toyota at toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
There you see the Rocky student section. They got a lot of students out here at this game, and this is one of those odd nights where they are the away team at their own high school. So this is the district stadium. Fossil Ridge is the home team tonight, and
as they rotated around,
Rocky Mountain is the away team.
2nd and nearly 20 yards. Lobos got to get across midfield. Dawson in motion. Puller back to throw. Plenty of time. This time he's got the crossing route. That's
great.
Oh. Lobo bench really wanted to flag there. It was a nice reaching hand. I just never saw the backside.
Yeah, so I didn't see I saw the front hand.
Yeah. Neither way, though, the timing was just right. Knocked the ball away. That crossing route, which is so hard to defend. Wish I could have caught the number for that SaberCat player there. That's a great job of reading that.
I thought it was wrestler, number 8. Maybe.
Yep. I'll go with that. So brings up 3rd and very long for the Lobos. 6:27 left here after the incomplete pass. The clock is stopped. Late blitz, come across their completion, and we've got a flag coming down that area.
Must be a face mask, or what else would be out there?
Well, I don't know if the offensive player pushed off.
I bet you we're going to find out.
Yep. We'll wait for Mr. Whitehat, the referee, as he strolls out there to the hash marks. It is a pass interference on the Lobos. Yep. A lot of separation there. That'll nullify the catch. Well, actually, they could take the...
And they're going to decline it.
Yep.
Which would bring up 4th down.
Yep. 4th down. You only gained of like 3 or 4 yards. So it was a push off.
So Fossil Ridge defense kind of stepped up a little bit here.
Yeah, they've stiffened there. Both teams, as you said, we may see all the scoring we're going to see. Who knows? But as it looks now, Willick drops the punt. I think he's on his knee. Actually, he did. He went down to a knee. It's going to be Fossil Ridge's ball on the 22-yard line.
I want to get the young man who just helped the punter up. You can see his numbers at 396.
I think that's actually number 9 there. Well, that's Caden Dahl.
Yeah.
Credit him for not coming in, and because that's a chance to take a free shot, and it would have been a bad one because it would have been a personal foul. The referee saw it back there. The punt was short, and I couldn't tell for sure, but then I saw the referee act, and that is a big mistake right now for the Lobos. They're going to give it up with 5:59 left in the half. Knutson and company back on the field, but a very short one. 1st and 10 now, SaberCats. 23-yard line. Knutson on the carry, picks his way up through the middle.
You know, he almost just goes in there and hides behind people, doesn't he?
Yeah, well, like I say, he's got Beckman, he's got the big guys up front of him, and he's not seen.
And folks, we've been doing games for 7 years. Big guys up front in Fossil Ridge typically don't go in the same. We can remember when Colin Peter was an all-conference, offensive lineman at how much? Maybe 200?
Yeah. Well,
I mean, he got bigger, but.
Hunter Johnson up there, 79, 6'4", 275. Heckman, we said 6'4", 280.
Yeah. That's uncommon.
Well, and you just have to, you honor that. You're just going to try to wear out the Lobo defense, see if they can stop you there. Second down and 6, gain about 4 on that first play. And Coach Bigelow comes down and gets a timeout, so he saw the clock running on his play there, so they got the quick timeout. We're going to take one up here, too. You're watching Streaming Sports.
So we're back here after the timeout by Fossil Ridge.
That was a good job by Coach Bigelow. They were about to get a delay of game penalty.
Fossil Ridge playing a good football game tonight. I mean, they're ahead, but Rocky Mountain started off good. Now they're
they're on their heels a little bit here. This is a big stand here for their defense after getting the short field. The SaberCats offense starting inside the 30. Sweep right side. Knutson's got the edge. And now we just saw why. Yeah, that's like about the 5th holding penalty we've seen so far. And well, and it's tough too when you're running all the time. Basically, you got to hold the block longer, especially on the edge. And those sweeps are not a fast play. That's the slowest developing play in the game. And when you're out there on the edge, it's hard to hide. The line judge will see you every time. So the spot foul near the line of scrimmage will bring the next snap from near the 30-yard line, make it about 2nd and 16. Now in the pistol formation, straight pistol formation, still Knutson at the quarterback spot. Fakes the give, rolls out to his left side. Doesn't really have a chance now. He's going to take it there. He's got a man wide open down the edge. And it was incomplete.
Oh my goodness!
Just the ball just underthrown. He had his player down there on the deep post, and just couldn't get enough on it. And part of the issue when you're wearing a glove and you're not used to throwing it, he got it there, but
still should have been caught probably.
Yeah.
But it was not a perfect pass. You know what we're seeing here is the reinvention of Tim Tebow, because he's left-handed.
Yep.
And I mean, I know Tebow probably didn't run this much, but I never watched Tim Tebow, but
well, that would have been a huge play there. Nice job by the defenders.
I'd run it again pretty quick
too. The ball too. Well, he has so long there. Rocky Mountain just trying to, it's a long down, so trying to keep in front of him. Sweep right side, got to the edge, got the outside there. Tackle goes out of bounds inside the 25. But these are long developing plays, so Rocky Mountain is really not trying to come up the middle. They're not going to have success going up the middle of the size distance. So they're saying, okay, we're going to try to hold the line, have you come around. And with a 4th down coming, we'll have a field goal attempt.
And I think they've got a kicker that can do it.
We'll find out.
Jansen, a junior.
Ball on the right hash, 30-yard line, so it'll be a 40-yard attempt. Long enough, and it is good.
Wow, 40-yarder.
Yep, nailed it right down the middle. Makes it 17-7 now, 4:39 left in the half. SaberCats lead, so the drive stalled, but they still came away with points. If you're Rocky Mountain, you're happy you didn't give up a touchdown.
Yeah, that was very fortunate because, like you said, we saw Rocky's last game. They've come in playing much better this game. They were on their heels, but you're seeing them kind of get on their heels a little bit. So, if you're Coach Brooks, you're like, come on,
Yeah,
let's go, guys. You're in this game, and you know.
Well, in a night where they're not throwing the ball effectively, they don't have a completed pass yet, I don't think. And a couple of sacks.
And against Pooter, that's all they did in the second half was throw the ball.
They throw the ball very effectively then. But against a Pooter defense,
what do you get when you have most of your key offensive players are sophomores?
Yeah,
inconsistency, aren't you?
Yeah, exactly right. So Vitano back along with Yancey.
Sometimes you forget what made you successful.
Knutson to kick off. Ball right there on the middle of the hash, between the hash marks here at French Field. Still a cool night, but at least the moisture has stopped. Low driving kick be taken on the right hash by Yancey. Makes a break up field, makes one miss, go and try to get the edge. Fights his way back, makes a couple of cuts. And a pretty good return out past the 35-yard line.
I just love the fact that Knutson's still kicking.
Yeah. Yep.
Like, is this Jim Thorpe, or we want to come out and run a 100-yard dash or what?
Well, that's when you look over the sideline. The coach doesn't look back at you. Says, "I can tell you're not tired. Stay out there."
And we've all, if you, like I said, any level of football, if you were maybe one of the better athletes or something, that's exactly what you did.
Yep.
You played quarterback, you kicked, you punted.
Kid up the middle this time, finds some room. First time in a couple series.
Yeah, they haven't.
Quick little burst there, gain of about 7. Rocky Mountain would certainly like to answer with 4:17 left here in the clock running in the half. They trail by 10, 17-7.
And you've got to give credit to the Fossil defensive coordinator for whatever adjustment he made on.
Well, I think the pressure on Pooler is the key so far. If they keep that up, it's just like say a young player. It's baptism by fire. 2 receivers top there. Kid again in the middle.
Oh, hello.
Tries to slide over there, and that's a little sophomore there too. He's running a little upright. I think that would have been tackled by Mr. Bauerfeind.
Yeah, that looked like his flavor, didn't it?
Yeah. Love those veteran linebackers. Put their face mask right between the numbers and slide off to the side. Great form tackle. 3rd and 5 now. Fossil Ridge still editorializing on their PA announcers. They do realize that the mic's on, right? 3rd and 5 now.
Just
Lobo's
like we do.
We have those same ones. Kid again on the carry and nowhere to go. And that basically says you're not really sure if you're going to be able to throw the ball effectively.
Yeah. Well, and again, Fossil Ridge has made some adjustment on the running game that is commendable because, they sliced through it the first two drives.
You've got to have a chance to stop it like they have and see what else you can do. And until right now, Rocky Mountain can get some type of passing game going, even a short one. They haven't tried a screen pass yet, which I really was surprised. They did that pretty effectively against Pooter. So 4th down, Willie back to punt. Last time a short snap caused him to go down to a knee. This time good punt. Takes it downfield, just gets rid of it, bounces to 30.
Well, he short-legged that one.
Yeah, he knew he had to get it out of his
hands. That's all
he
needed, but he had 2 Sabercats right in his grill.
Yeah, no sense taking time there. So nice little punt downfield into the 23-yard line. He first is in Sabercats with 2:26 left in the half. And it's like I say, it's kind of slowed down. Really, neither team's done anything offensively since that burst of 3 touchdowns. Sabercats took advantage of the short field, were able to kick a field goal the last time here. We'll see if they can get something else going. Rocky Mountain staying in the 4-down line with 3 linebackers. I think you want to do that just for your pursuit angles for the linebackers. Knutson shell back was the pistol formation, now running back up next to him. Sweep right. Met line of scrimmage are actually a little bit behind and goes down. So loss of a couple on the play. Almost interested to see if Rocky Mountain would take a timeout there, Randy, because clock running, 2:11 left. They've got all 3 timeouts. If you get a stop here and you force a punt, you still have, decent field position.
Fossil Ridge not in any hurry.
No, yeah, they're going to let that clock run. They should. 2nd and 10. Formation strong right with the up back. Give this time to the running back. He goes bounce the outside, gets upfield for a gain of 4-5. Bring up third in moderate length. Need to get out past the top about 34-yard line for the yard to gain. Now they're quickly back on the ball. It's kind of interesting what would be the play calling because there's not a lot of subterfuge. They take a long time right now. I think the defense has got to be thinking, okay, watch the pass. Because your quarterback's not used to receiving and repeating plays.
It's like opposite.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like George Costanza.
Mm-hmm. Motion near side is going to be a run left. Knutson cuts
what
back,
a
finds
cut.
a seam.
What a cutback.
Up the
Oh,
middle,
my gosh.
first down yardage out past the 45-yard line.
What a burst. You know, he lulls you to sleep because he doesn't run hard on everyone, and then all of a sudden
he's picking his spots. And, I mean, there's got to be a little bit of fatigue there, but he still showed he's got the burst left there. Big play, gets out past the 45-yard line. 1st and 10 SaberCats. Clock running now. 45 seconds to play, so they, you know, unless you're going to bust the long one, you've got to start getting it downfield. They had to take the one timeout earlier. Great job getting upfield there. Number 34 for the Lobos. Just set the anchor, didn't he? Got the edge.
And there is a
timeout taken. The SaberCats had one timeout left. Maybe they had to take the one earlier when they were about to run out of time. So timeout on the field, 29 seconds left, 17-7. SaberCats lead. You're watching Streaming Sports.
You're watching high school sports on Stream It Sports NoCo.
He's got pretty good speed. We're back here now.
Yep. You're back. No.
Got our picture back there. And Rocky Mountain, as you come back to play there, got a little anxious, popped the clutch, going to get a free 5 there for the SaberCats. Bring up 2nd and short. First downs are kind of a thing here, but also if you got to get it downfield. Trying to throw the long ball here, just throws it up in the air. That's just going to be turned around. And Batano, 3, 4, 5 Lobos downfield, all knew where it was at. They're very fortunate that went to the ground. Batano saw it coming. He ran from the far hash mark because there's only one receiver going, trying to see if they could just make a play.
Yeah.
You know, just say, okay, don't pay attention to the man running down the field. And very fortunate it was not a, because Batano had room to turn around and run, and we know what he could do with that.
That was a true Hail Mary.
Yeah.
But he didn't have a prayer.
Yeah. 3rd down now. Maybe just run the ball and see what happens. Up the middle, grab from behind.
Got the first down.
And that's the only thing I worry about there, too. You got the first down. They've got, it's, clock is running. They got no timeouts. So I got to do is set the, getting plenty of time. Nice job of getting up on the ball. Quick snap again. Sneaks through this time, and that will do it. Nice job. There's 2 plays in a row for number 34. The Lobos came straight across there. Then Peter Crone, the junior, stopped anything from going to the outside where he wanted to go and get out of bounds off the clock. So after 2 quarters of play here at French Field, and it turned out to be a wild one to start, kind of calmed down, 17-7. The SaberCats leave over the Lobos. Halftime coming. We'll be back. You're watching Streaming Sports.
At Toyota, safety isn't an option, it's standard. So features like lane departure alert and pre-collision system are always included on every single Toyota RAV4. To get similar features on a road, Nissan charges over $6,000. They shouldn't. We don't. Just announced, get $3,000 cash back on a new 2018 Toyota RAV4. For other great deals, visit your Toyota dealer today. Or find your Toyota at toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
After playing the game for many years, and I decided I could either watch from the couch or get on the field and become part of the game.
I became a judge because it was a natural transition from being a gymnast to coach, now judge.
I love the large crowds, the excitement of the game, and you know what? I got the best seat in the house.
Help these kids. Help this community. Become an official.
Pay your friends back before they pay you back. Zelle on the First Bank app. First Bank, banking for good.
We're back here. We're going to let you watch the Fossil Ridge marching band do their halftime show. So we'll keep the camera on there and enjoy. Good. How are you?
is an idea. Humanity's every creation begins with a spark. Scientists, philosophers, visionaries live in the light of knowledge. The boldest thinkers operate at the edge of the dark, where they discover the light. Ourselves in by the boundaries of our thinking. Encircles the world.
We're back here at halftime. Fossil Ridge ahead 17-7. Mr. Jamie Menifee is with me, the voice of Fossil Ridge SaberCat and French Field. And y'all had quite a week with the golf team, didn't you?
Yes, we did. It was incredible. Colorado Springs Country Club. We went down thinking that we had a chance, but it was an outside chance for the team title, and very confident that Dylan Stewart might have, well, not a chance, that
right.
he probably was the favorite to win the individual title.
And that all happened, huh?
Yeah, it really did. We didn't play our best golf the first day, especially Dylan didn't feel like, even though he was only 1 over par, he didn't feel like it was his best stuff. And he was 4 strokes back, but we knew that he had it in him. And more importantly, he knew he's the most confident player I've ever been around. And
wow,
we just sit back and watch in awe.
Yeah, I'm sure, because I saw he was, I think on the front 9 or something, he was 3 strokes back or something on the final day, and next thing I know, I'm looking at you guys standing in line and you win it.
Yeah, it really was incredible. I get goosebumps right now just talking about it, because he had to, the live scoring system that we use went down. So
really?
So we weren't exactly sure what the team needed. We were more sure what he needed, but not positive, and so he birdied. He just went ahead and birdied the 245-yard 17th hole, par 3. And then the last hole, they moved the tees up to 285, and he hit 3-iron to the bunker green side and got up and down for birdie. And it turned out that he didn't need to birdie that last hole for either the team or the individual title, but we didn't know that. And so for him to do it under that kind of pressure was incredible.
Wow, that's good. That's a big thing. Fossil Ridge starting to rack up some state titles in various sports right now. You know, swimming has been strong and everything.
Yeah.
Talk a little bit about, are you coming back on the girls' side, basketball this year?
Yes.
That's another team that's going to be, people should be watching this year, shouldn't they?
Yeah, we'll be very good again. We have one of the best players in the state with Ashley Steffen coming back. We had
some youngsters that contributed last year, I know.
For sure. So, you know, to replace the seniors that left is not going to be easy. We did have a setback. Kaysen Hobbs injured her ankle and may miss the entire season. So that's going to be hard to replace, but we're still very excited about where we're at and some of the youngsters. Now it's time for somebody to step up and try to fill her shoes.
Well, you know, we were so impressed. We broadcasted the Highlands Ranch, you know, the huge win last year against Highlands Ranch at the buzzer, but you had some youngsters who really showed up at that game, and we were very impressed and said, you know, this program's in good hands.
Yeah, for sure. And Chad does a great job with them, and our current sophomore class is, last year's sophomore class.
Yeah, that's the one we were thinking about. You've got some good teams.
Really good.
So anyway, Jamie Menifee.
Hey, I appreciate you having me on.
Actually, you have history with both these schools, don't you?
Yes.
The infamous Jamie Menifee.
I taught and coached at Rocky. Very quickly before I go, I want to mention the other golfers that were there.
Oh, okay, yes, please.
Charlie Wang, Owen Kornmesser, and Colin Kazir, as well as my co-head coach, Andy Stevens. So we're thrilled.
Congratulations. State title.
Thanks for having us.
Fossil Ridge Golf. We'll be back with the kickoff in 1 second because it's getting ready to kick off. So,
great time to celebrate something here local in the city. They finished in fine fashion and a big comeback win there. I've seen Dylan Stewart play for several years now. He is the real deal.
Well, he said he birdied the last 2-3 holes or something like that. And
kickoff that time. Now Knutson drives it back to the 5-yard line. Yancey breaks the outside of Vitano. He's got the edge, makes one cut. He's out in the open field, out past the 40. And piled up near midfield, so big return heading downfield. And amazingly, Randy, no flags on the field. A rare thing in high school kickoffs, especially the longer ones.
Just mentioned Jamie Menifee, too, teaches business and is part of DECA there at Fossil Ridge, and was...
Well, like so many of your good teachers, they do a lot of different things in the school.
Oh, yeah. And one of my Cody, one of our people, one of probably his favorite teacher. So
well, and I got to,
I'm not so sure it's not because
got to coach one of his son years ago too in football.
Oh yeah,
great family.
And he had a great basketball career too.
Puller pulls back, throws that time a little too low.
Just has not been on target yet.
Nope. Just trying to kind of rush it there. That was just a quick look-in pass. It was open. I like the call, trying to hit Connor Stevenson there on the slant. It's a little low behind him. So a quick halftime there. It's your Fossil Ridge. You're not going to change the thing out there. You're ahead 17-7. You can control the clock. You've got this size advantage, and you see that Knutson on offense keeps running there. Now, if they can bottle up Rocky's offense, they can stay with it, can't they?
Yeah, we've seen a lot of good halves here, and
another drop. That time, Pooler put it right on the money, and Lobos have just got to start making some catches.
Well, young man knew he was going to get hit, but you still got to wrap it up there. That's what you get in football. You get hit.
Yep. Well, like I said, there's the only ways to get around it is to get out there and play. That's part of the experience of growing up in the game.
And you know as well as I do that sometimes you might second guess throwing some of these balls too.
That's the quarterback. He's got to keep going to it. He's got to stay in it and believe in his players. They'll make the catches. He's just got to keep putting it there. 3rd and 10 now. Puller back to throw again. Looks downfield. He's got to open again. This time caught, but quickly tackled. Nice job. Yeah, it's so tough to defend that on a high school defensive back. He had the edge there, and I think that was number 80. Yeah, it was Dawson Otto. The senior makes a nice grab, but it's still 4th down.
Well, you see what he did there? He caught it with his hands.
Yeah.
And, you said, well, of course he catches it with his hands. And no, that's not what we're saying, is it?
Hands away from the body. You got to go out and grab it.
If it gets in your body, it can bounce off your chest.
We've seen that happen mostly tonight, too. Snap this time. Another rush coming up there. Low driving kick by Willig. Nobody back for Fossil Ridge at all. And I think getting rid of it, he tried to kick it low, but it took a hard bounce. And immediately went in the end zone. So Fossil Ridge, after the 3 and out by the Lobo offense, they will have it on their own 20. And this plays right into what they're doing offensively tonight. They've abandoned basically the quarterback play to do a wildcat offense with Casey Knutson. It's paid off. 2 long touchdown. Well, 1 long touchdown run and a follow-up run shortly after that. But and then the game's kind of ground to a halt. Both teams big plays, 3 in a row. And then other than that, the Fossil Ridge field goal off of a muff snap, basically, on punting.
And right now, Fossil Ridge would be happy with faux.
Yeah.
And just run the clock.
Yeah, exactly.
But now they got 3 wideouts to the right.
Yeah, trips here to the side. There's only 1 receiver down. There he is, wide open in the middle, too. Lobos were out of position. There was only 2 defenders down here and 3 receivers, as you said, and that was just an easy pass. Just throw it up in the air. Nobody was able to get over to that slot receiver. You got to defend the outside first.
And
just a
I think the Lobos were the most surprised people, and I think they were just waiting for the
prove it. Yeah. Well, a gain of about 15 on first down. That proves it. Tripp still there again to the top. Give this time going the outside. Nowhere to go.
And folks, Knutson is not going to win a 7-on-7 award or anything, but he's a competitor.
Yeah. Well, if you throw it like that, just enough, that's pretty good. If you get the wide open guy, and something's going to pop.
Here's coming from a man from Nebraska, who's had many quarterbacks. That's the only way they could throw.
That's right. Yeah, you start picking them out there, and you make them honor it, and all of a sudden that run becomes much more of a weapon again. They use that big size advantage they got up front. Rocky Mountain playing split tackles. The middle's pretty much ball on the ground. He bumbled it, but he got it back. You can see the ball. He kind of bounced around in the air, and it caused him to lose a step.
He's just a cool customer tonight.
Yep. Well, what you've seen in the Rocky Mountain, if you see on the next snap, the last couple times they've had their interior tackles and the 4-3 are playing outside the guards and just basically trying to take away that leverage for the sweep, which pretty much worked since the first quarter. But it does make that middle a little bit more wide open, and you make your linebackers make those plays. 3rd and 5 now. Need to get across midfield, actually the 45. Faked again, Knutson. He's going to throw the pass over the middle. Caught. Kravik there goes up high and just pulls it in.
I'm going to point it out again. Fossil Ridge player there helped the Rocky player. He just drove him to the ground and then said, all right, let's get up, and I'm going to do it again.
1st and 10 now, Sabercrats. 48-yard line. Lobo, a couple of completed passes. All of a sudden, it's a different set look. Sweep right side. Lobo's trying to chase it down. Nowhere really to go. Loss of a couple.
There's your familiar number 11 there.
Yeah, Jeffrey Reich is playing a nice game out there on the left side. Both the ends, I mean, that's basically been the success of the defense stopping those long gains, is that the ends have gotten out there and not allowed him to turn the corner. We all saw how dangerous it is if he gets his shoulders squared to the line of scrimmage and can take off. So loss of a couple on the play.
It's just backyard football.
Yeah,
really isn't.
Trips to the top of the screen there. You see, this is when they've been running the side there, and then that happens. Popped his clutch. And obviously not drawn offside, just ready to go. We've got some referees below us here that for some reason they think that might have been a personal foul. I don't think they've watched a lot of football.
Yeah, no, that's
left side looks set up to throw the ball, fires it downfield, and caught. Still up. I'm going to call him stepped out of bounds.
It ain't pretty, folks, but let me tell you.
Well, obviously Rocky's set up to stop and run, and he's throwing it out there in the flats. That's a good call by Coach Bigelow in their offense, and we got an eligible man downfield. That was a really slow developing play, so not surprising that call. So that will bring it all the way back plus some.
So this kind of throws back a little bit to some of the Lampkin teams in the past where they've put it all on the quarterback and say, here you go. You're going to –
I'm going to wear you out.
We're going to the only thing he doesn't do is he doesn't run to the sideline every time like the Lampkin.
Yeah.
So we've seen this modeled by Coach Rice. But talk a little bit about after this play just having a senior quarterback.
Oh, yeah.
Regardless of what he does.
Mm-hmm. So second down after the penalty. Motion this side. Kravik fake. Knutson goes outside. Cuts upfield. Got an edge. Breaks it back in the green. Cuts across a couple tackles. In across the 40, 35-yard line. First down, SaberCats.
Like a video game.
And it's just poise. And you talk about having the senior back there. You've had a lot of snaps. You've been on the field a long time. This is not, your eyes aren't so wide there. You're looking to make the plays in front of you, not trying to overdo it. That's exactly what Knutson's doing now. Nice little drive put together here. A couple passes early. Nice run there. Brings up 1st and 10.
Well, any pass he could do is going to help his run.
Yep. And
because they're just standing there wide open.
Yeah, well, they're running downfield. Ball's on the ground. Kind of thought he was down first. I think that was Kravik on the catch again.
And nobody's running off
now,
the field.
The officials, I see the referee pointing. Fossil keeps the ball.
Now somebody had an opinion.
And another one. Wow.
It seems so peaceful down there.
That one's getting pointed out by the referee, so we know at least one's on Fossil. I think it's, well.
One.
Unsportsmanlike on Fossil Ridge, so they offset. So nobody really can stand success right now.
That'll teach them.
Yeah, you had 15 free there, and then all of a sudden apparently that had to be the magic word. And right now, the officials, what they're doing by congregating right near all the players, letting them know that they're running the game. And you know what? We will stop this if need be. You get a couple of unsportsmanlike calls or personal foul calls, and you're done for the night. And that's the 3rd and 4th ones tonight. But right now, though, Randy, the story of this drive is that Knutson's thrown the ball effectively 3 times.
Oh, yeah. And you're right. If they get that 15, they're down on the
down there
10-yard line.
Fake again, straight up the middle, dodges one tackle, spins off another one. Subway had him right there.
Oh, my gosh, look at that run.
Goes to the corner, and he's in. Yeah, he got hit right in the numbers, didn't get wrapped up, and just shed the tackle, spun around, and showing his ability in the open field again. Burst to the end zone, 6 points, 23-7, 7:38 left in the third. SaberCats on the drive for the 6. Yeah, you got to wrap up. Had him.
Yeah, and again, he's not running full speed. He's running into you. You don't wrap him up, and he's done.
Yep.
He's
Just
gone.
Give me a little soft side, and then he gets away from you, and it is a burst of the end zone, and he's not going to lose many of those.
I'm just blown away by this game. I mean, we had no idea coming in.
Well, the change is certainly been there, and actually say that the run there is self-evident. We've seen that already several times tonight. He's just doing a great job of taking his time, finding his holes, and then spinning away, going straight up the middle where take what the defense gives you. And it's bigger people moving smaller people, and it's over and over again tonight. And credit Coach Bigelow and his staff; they're really not going away from it.
No, and this is up to this point. Now, I don't want to jinx anybody, but this is one of the most mistake-free games we've ever seen a Fossil Ridge team play, because they typically will make plays, but then they'll typically shoot themselves in the foot a couple of times. And again, they're high school students, and
there you go.
Most teams do. But they have played almost a flawless game tonight, except for that unsportsmanlike conduct just now. So obviously, Coach Bigelow said, we're going to make some changes. We've got some strengths that maybe we haven't been using enough. And, I think we both sat here and said, I don't think Knutson touches the ball enough.
Yeah.
And they rectified that tonight, didn't they?
He will sleep well tonight. So taking their early drive, this time kicks it, and it does go in the end zone. But taking their first drive of the second half, and like I say that what was set up there too, just 3 simple plays. Kravick on a couple catches. You're not trying to get more, and just turn around and catch it. They had balls before that were could have been picked off. They weren't. Rocky Mountain's not making plays when they had the chance, and then they're making a pay. And with that kind of an offense, you get ahead. If you can eat some clock up, this gets to be a really short game. So Lobos need an answer here. Need to get something effective going on offense once again.
Well, that's exactly what they need right there.
Kids right there, just out in the middle, as you talked about, first down on the first carry.
They need a whole lot of Mr. Kidd is what they need.
Yeah, and that was a huge hole off the left side. Great acceleration downfield.
He's one of those game breakers that any time he touches the ball.
Well, and we saw that, just a sophomore, so we'll have a chance to watch many of these offensive players for Rocky Mountain the next couple of years. Right now, it's the present, so they need to find a way to do it. It doesn't matter what year you are, you're on the field. Clock running, 7:10. 2 receivers top of your screen, one here nearby inside the numbers on the sidelines. Toss left. Fossil Ridge getting out there, just a great job getting on the center. And if you saw the top of your screen,
great tackle too.
The defensive back came up and just squatted. Came up, closed it down, got his shoulders outside the running back, and stopped right there. He says, I've got contained, and made a nice solid tackle.
Pretty disciplined defensive effort
Yeah,
tonight.
Both teams are playing their scheme. It's just right now Rocky Mountain has not been able to complete a pass.
Right.
The drops have got to go away. The ball's got to be on time. You just got to start clicking, and that'll happen just with time here. But the difference is they say they don't have to honor the pass. They haven't been burned by it. Blitz coming now from Fossil Ridge. Pulls back the throw. He's got a man wide open down the middle. Caught. Pop spins off the tackle there. That's Vitano. That's what I've been wanting to see.
Oh, yes.
You get Angelo Vitano on the field. He's going to make plays, and there's about a 35-yard catch and run. And credit Giles Pooler there, standing in the pocket, knowing he's going to take a hit. He put the ball right on the money, and this one was grabbed.
And, he's had a pretty good game throwing the ball. He's been on target more than he's not. And
well, that's the spark they need. We'll see if they can finish the drive, but under 6 to play. Kidd slides off one tackle's got the outside, heads up field, gained the first down, got the edge.
He's going to go, I believe. No.
And almost thought we had a late hit down there in the end. Tackled out of bounds inside the 20-yard line. That'll get everybody on the far sideline all perked up.
Well, you hope Rocky Mountain's not done. That's what you.
Well, after a couple plays like that certainly got the momentum going here. You just need to get back to the line of scrimmage. Keep your head in it. First and 10 Lobos, and there's a flag, and we have
running back, I think, moved.
Yep.
tailback, whatever,
Yep.
wing back. I don't know what they are.
You're back.
Somebody in the backfield, whoever was standing behind the
Twitched.
tackle, I believe.
And you got to reset. So 1st and 15, ball will be snapped now on the 22-yard line.
The rain held off, and it's actually not a bad night now. No wind at all right now. 46 temperature.
Pooler's formation strong left, throws a quick out pattern. That's a little low. Caught though. Vitano catches it. Pays the penalty, but nowhere really go. He's just trying to give him the ball in space, which is.
But you got to give it to him out here, not behind him, because he
had to come
had
back
no
for the
momentum.
ball. Yeah, had to come back for the ball. It's almost one of those where you put him in motion, find a way to get a mismatch. There's not anybody on the field that's really going to cover him in open space. He's that kind of runner. We've seen that happen, but he's got to get the ball first. It's like in baseball, you can't steal first.
No. Well, he's kind of like Tyreek Hill. He can run the ball, he can catch the ball, he can return it, but you got to figure out a way to creatively get him the ball. Just straight dropping back, I'm not sure is going to do it. Although they
good throw that time, nice
that
catch.
one.
Yep. Good throw there. That's a nice time, and I believe that was Otto Dawson out there. Dawson Otto, excuse me. The slant pattern's there because Foster's playing their single safety pretty deep, and he's had his choice on those. And that one he stepped into, put it down where the receiver's the only one to catch it, and he made the catch. 3rd down. I think they're certainly in 4-down territory.
Oh yeah.
When you're looking
and you've got the momentum, and I think that was Mosbar that caught that ball. 88. Mosbar.
Yep. Snap again, back to throw. Got to get rid of it, and does. Nice job on the pressure that time, and that's the kind of play that you see it a few more times. You get rid of it a little quicker, or you step back inside, let that defender overrun you.
Well, what I didn't like is he put a lot of air under it, and there could have been a green jersey.
Tried to get too far. Yeah. So Willig will come out and attempt the field goal. They need to have one of them, I guess, to tie it up. Ball's on the right hash, marked at the 18. Good snap. The hold is good. And kick is off to the left. So pulled left.
That's 2 he's
uncharacteristically missed after having a pretty good start of the year. So you left a couple on the.
He hit it like a line drive.
Yeah, just trying to punch it
which
through.
He didn't really need that from that. He tried a 42-yard earlier, which he did kind of need to flatten it out a little bit, but that one he could have kind of lofted through. And anyway, want to thank one of our other sponsors, Jim's Wings. The best wings in northern Colorado since 1991. Over on the CSU campus on Elizabeth, across from Moby Arena. Make sure you go by, get some Jim's Wings. Tell them that you heard on this fine station.
Knudsen again, just taking his time right up the middle.
Yeah, I mean,
following the big hogs.
I'll tell you what, he just looks like he's in a rocking chair, doesn't he? He's just.
Yeah. Well, he's not getting touched. He's 4 and 5 yards downfield, and Rocky Mountain's trying to do whatever they can to funnel the ball inside where you got more tacklers, you got more pursuit coming from both sides, but you gave up 14 to do it.
It's not always about running full speed, is it?
Yeah.
When you're running behind blockers.
You think of the top level running backs in the game, Le'Veon Bell and others like that, don't look like they're going, but then when they take that second step, they got the acceleration. And similar to what Knudsen's doing tonight, he's a one-man wrecking machine. Trips the top of your screen there. We'll see if Rocky Mountain will stay on that slot pattern. Run again, this time caught behind and stutter stepped, taken down.
He's been taken down by the first guy very few times tonight.
Yeah, he makes everybody you got to get a pretty good shot on him. I think that was Kevin Drum in there with the initial pressure, the junior, one of the captains, defensive line, but just slowed him up enough. The rest of the posse got there, so loss of 3. Tied in, strong shift over here to the right side. Nice pursuit underneath the play.
Good attempt at blocks there, boy. They just crashed the party, didn't they?
Well, the pursuit came underneath the play, and none of the guys that were leading the sweep looked back underneath, and that's a short field. There's really nowhere to go on that side. And like I said, they're just trying to lean on smaller players and let Knutson pick his way, which tonight he's done to probably the tune of
300 yards. I bet he's close.
It'd be interesting to see his total numbers. So 3rd and 9 now. Lobos really need a chance to get off the field here if they want to get back in this game. Knutson double fake, still the run play called the middle. And that wasn't Knutson, actually. Quarterback was back in the game there.
That's 3.
Number 3 again. So Brant Bachelet, I hope I pronounced that correctly.
Bachelet, Brant, 5'9", 164-pound junior.
So Knutson back to punt. Vitano waiting for it on his own 25. Rugby-style kick is off. Takes a good bounce. Takes another good bounce.
You know, the thing about having Knutson punt, if he thinks he can make that first down,
yeah, it's always got to be part of the option.
I guarantee he's going to run.
Rocky Mountain able to move the ball pretty well their last drive, but didn't finish with points. And they're starting to run out of time in this game with 1:51 left, trailing by 17.
Well, that was huge not getting that field goal, because now there's still three scores. But
yeah.
they've got the explosive running back, you know, if they can get the ball to Vitano.
Yeah, I would tell Mr. Vitano, you're not coming off the field.
Yeah. You know.
A lot of athletes can do it, and he's certainly one of those.
A little bubble screen or something. Or
kid right side, breaks through one side, one tackle, drags a couple bodies downfield. Gain of about 7 or 8. Lobos need to get on the ball, though. As you said, you get that one big play, all of a sudden you start narrowing it down, but they need 3 of those.
Maybe you could text Miles, who's probably down on the field somewhere, see if he's got a number for.
Yep, he is. I see him down there. Quick report, tonight Greeley West is playing at Longmont, and Greeley West is punishing Longmont. Kid on the run the right side could be just shy of the first down yardage, but Greeley West tonight huge. 42-18 over Longmont.
Wow.
In a game we saw Longmont beat Skyline, so Greeley West showing the NoCo muscle.
I'll tell you what, we're going to have them the 18th and the 25th against Windsor and Broomfield, I believe.
So a
very impressive team.
Yeah.
Greeley West. Fortunate to be doing their games and Loveland, and Loveland looks like they're a team that's going to be playing in that final game in 4A unless something happens. I think we saw Mr. Kinney's little sister playing volleyball the other night too. I'm just kind of assuming, with the same last name. Shout out to the Kinney family. And there's a free 5.
Guys are just kind of
42-18. Wow.
Yeah, that's
talk
really
about another football player, Mr. West.
Yeah.
Over there. He is a fun guy to watch, isn't he?
A very similar version of Knutson over there. They just snap to him. He picks a place to run and go. And if you look at a similar type of team makeup there, too, really big offensive line. They're going to probably have a size advantage of about anybody they play this year. And that's just good coaching. Go with what you got. 1st and 5 now, Rocky Mountain. Short motion with the up back. Kid right side, slices through the hole, got the first down yardage, slipping to the outside, still dragging people along across the 40.
And he's had a really good game. He's got well over 100 yards.
Oh, yeah. I would imagine getting close to the 150 range. He's had several drives. You know, they've been fairly decent between the 20s, but and right now, if you're Fossil Ridge, you're fine with them running the ball for first downs.
Oh, yeah.
You know, they're under a minute to play, and they're taking about 15, 16 seconds between plays here. If you're just going to run the ball, that's not going to work. But that's that maturation of a young offensive players, too. Twins top here, though. Pooler to throw, steps up in the pocket. It's got the man open down the sideline.
Oh.
And that's just one of those you'll start to lay out for, because it was just right on the edge. Just barely missed.
Well thrown ball.
Yeah, right on the edge. That's the kind of balls we'll see in the next year or so between the combination of the receiver and the quarterback. They will start catching those, and you know, that was 6 points, and they were just inches off. Stop the clock, though. 36 left to play here in the third quarter. 2nd and 10. Kid give up the middle, but boxed up nicely. Foster has just stuffed the middle.
Looks like Pooter's ahead. I don't know who they're playing, but 28-14. Just looking on Twitter here to give you some scores. And Loveland is ahead 21-3, but I don't know who they're playing.
Rocky Mountain, there's 10 seconds to play. I don't know if they're going to get, they had 26 seconds here to get this play off, and I don't think that's not going to happen. So as the third quarter runs out,
I'm not sure anybody even knew.
They couldn't get it done quick enough, and that's just say that's the when you're trying to run a little bit more with what you've got there, you need to get on the line. So anyway, after 3 quarters of play here at French Field, Sabercats at the Casey Knudsen coming out party tonight, 24-7 over the Lobos. You're watching Streaming Sports. Back starting the fourth quarter now. Pooler steps up the middle. Screen thrown to Vitano. Catches, slips away from one tackler. Still on his feet. Steps out another tackle. Taking a high shot there. Goes down. I don't think it was a face mask. Just took a high collar tackle.
And slip. It didn't.
What a great run,
though. It had very little effect.
Yeah.
Well, we just said, you got to get him the screen pass or something.
Yeah,
there.
Just give him the ball, like you're saying, is a great comparison to Tyreek Hill for the Cowboys. The Chiefs.
Cowboy, boy.
Whoa.
Those are fighting words, man.
That's not good. But, you're exactly right. He hits the ball in space. He stepped away from a couple people and stepped out of a couple tackles and made the pull yards back. Kid on the open side. He's got a chance to go right down the middle. Cuts back to safety, falls down, but did enough to make him turn. The backside hustle by the corner here saved the touchdown. But a gain of about 30 yards puts Rocky Mountain right down inside the red zone for the first time. With the momentum going again, they need to finish a drive, though. But you can just see that coming. What a great job by the left side of the line. I think Foster had stunted to their left of the defense. Huge gap.
There's a little drama left in this game. I just sense it. There's a timeout or.
And Foster Ridge takes a timeout here in the first minute of the fourth quarter. 11:02 left.
We'll talk a little bit about our schedule next weekend. 2 huge football games. Dave and I will be at Loveland to follow the Lampkins over there to play the Loveland Indians, which will be no small task for the Fort Collins Lampkins.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see where we talk about how Coach Rice and his team developed during the year. They're playing better. They've pulled out the close ones, but it's going to be physically one of the hardest things they're going to do. Match up with Loveland. We've seen that team, and they've got a good one.
And then down in Longmont, we're going to have our second Skyline game against Monarch. Cody and Eric Freehoff will be making his first appearance with us, along with Phil Mildren will be down there on camera. So we'll have 2 crews out. Have the big time guys down there. We'll stay close to home here, and appreciate Kevin Clark, the AD at Loveland High School, and just did our first volleyball match there. Again, next Thursday we'll be having volleyball, our final game of the year, Resurrection and Liberty Commons.
Back here now after the timeout, snaps bobble. Kid takes it, gets around the outside, stays on one shoulder tackle there, gets out of bounds inside the 15, gain about 6 or 7. Pooler did a nice job because the snap was bobbled. Fortunately for Rocky Mountain, that was more of a sweep play where a kid was not right on top and didn't have to stop running, and the mesh worked, but it was like, oh no, good play.
Well, and I'm just thinking, kids, he's feeling it right now. Running backs like to carry, get in a rhythm, and he looks like he's in a rrhythm right now.
Yeah,
Wouldn't surprise me if he didn't break one here and go on in.
Well, 2nd and 5. Need to get inside the 8-yard line to get the goal to go on a first down. Twins top of your screen. Fossil Ridge showing blitz. Patano motion here across the formation. Give again, kid. Hit the backfield. Just brought too many to block. Just a great penetration play there by the captain, 75, Zach Heckman. You know, for 6'4", 280, you know, pretty much the biggest guy in the field, but he's got very good feet. That first step or so there, he was in the backfield. Kid had nowhere to go, and he was not going to get out of that tackle. So 3rd down now. Lobos certainly do not want to try to attempt another field goal.
And have not been able to score in the red zone.
Yep.
Only scorer is on a long touchdown.
Pooler back to throw. Time, got the man over the middle, caught. Will be short of the first down. Gain about 3 or 4.
Almost no gain.
Gain actually got about 5 yards out of it, but it just, like I said, there's nowhere to go. Your Fossil Ridge, you'll keep them in front of you, let them take that catch. But you've got to have a play now. I mean, it's 4th in the game, really. That's when you got a little bit more time. You got to let that kind of a pattern develop. You know, right now he's thinking completions, and we'll see as you know, because he stands the pocket really well, and he throws a pretty good ball. We'll see, you know, we watch young quarterbacks develop. They start finding the patterns where they got the chance to go and run. Twins top of your screen, 4th down play. Blitz coming from Fossil Ridge. Got a man wide open in the flat. Touchdown, Rocky Mountain.
What a great play call.
Really was. That crossing pattern, the blitz came underneath it. And again, Pooler stands tall, took a shot, and just laid a perfect pass out there in the open for Peter Crone, the junior, and had just an easy run to the corner for the touchdown.
Well, he was so open, it was one of those ones that you're sitting there saying, don't overthrow it,
yeah.
You know.
Well, and he did a nice job, put it right over his shoulder. Crone caught it and took it on in. PAT attempt coming now. Good snap, good hold, and the kick is true. So Lobos get a quick score on 3 or 4 plays there, but the final throw is in that pass. I think that's only the 2nd touchdown pass of the year for the Rocky Mountain Lobos, at least for Pooler. 24-14 now. They've cut the lead to 10. But you got to get the 3 and out. You've got to stop Fossil Ridge, and if they're just running the ball effectively, there's 2 or 3 minutes gone just in a couple possessions there. So they've got to find a way to get them off the field.
Well, and we've seen other teams. They don't run the exact same set. You know, we've seen the Monarchs of the world and come in here, and you just can't get the ball away from them because they just grind and grind and grind, and that's the way Rocky Mountain has been in the past as well.
Exactly. I remember Kate Haregrove a few years ago, and you know, a good strong offensive line. They were driving people off there, and he led the state in touchdowns, and because he would have that burst occasionally, but 5 and 6 yards just tough as a boot, and that's what Knutson's doing tonight. You know, they'll take 4 and 5 yards here. Even if they get a couple first downs after punt, quarter's half over. So Willig again, ball in that far hash. And looks like they're setting up as possibly an onside kick coming. Right now, Fossil Ridge probably better do some shifting, and we're going to get a timeout called. And good thing for Rocky Mountain they did, because the ball bounced the wrong way. It wouldn't have gone the 10 yards. Because Fossil didn't do any shifting whatsoever. So a timeout on the field, timeout up here. You're watching Streaming Sports. So we're back now after the timeout taken by Fossil Ridge, leaves them just with the 1, but they need to get set up for the onside kick. Rocky Mountain looks like they're lining up for it again. And if you just drop it down the middle, just like that, the ball's going to bounce around. down that left hash, and it spun out of bounds.
I think that's more effective than an onside kick because your athletes.
It's hard to retreat and go get the ball.
Right, it is.
Somebody's running right up your back. And if that ball didn't kick to the left side, the Lobos were the closest players to it, and the player tried to dive and go get it. What a great effort. But it goes out of bounds, which is a penalty infraction. Ball marked at the 35. And if you're Fossil Ridge right now, 9:22 left, you just want to take control of the ball. Let Mr. Knutson just keep doing what he's been doing all night long.
Knutson's been acting more like his number than, doesn't have a quarterback number, does he?
No. 1st and 10 SaberCats now. Kravic motion across formation, jumps on the right side, though, the line.
Been an efficient thrower, passer, though.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. After the first couple were kind of, oh gosh, that amazing they hit the ground rather than being picked off. And then started to find his stride. It's running the ball, obviously great confidence, but he's not had to throw the ball. And this second half, he came out on that first drive.
Threw it just the right amount.
Yeah, threw three nice completions, and that set him up, take it in, as he did himself. Trips here near side, fake the give, this time going, ball's out there. I saw him holding the ball out in the wide. I didn't think that was going to get secured. Very fortunate for the SaberCats to fall on top of that. Because that would have been Rocky Mountain with the big, because there's been really very few turnovers tonight.
So it's been a pretty well-played game.
Yeah.
Enjoyable to watch. And
yeah, because you can see from up here, when he cut up field there, that he had the ball in his hand, and I almost wonder if that was a run-pass option because he had the ball out. He's usually, ball security has not been a problem. So 2nd and 18, clock still running, 8:44 left. And they're just looking at the sideline, watching the back judge. Now they're getting the point from the going there. Coach Bigelow is basically saying start, stop, just straight left on. This is just old-fashioned football here. He's running around in circles. He's taking a beating for it, but he's a tough kid.
That's what you used to play on Saturday afternoon in your backyard with all your buddies, isn't it?
Yeah. Then you repick teams at halftime and do it again. Well, and that's
how we all learned to play football, really.
They're just, right now, Fossil Ridge is 3rd and about 12. They just lined up last time and waited to the last possible second. And the play calling here is, there's not much subterfuge.
Wow.
Write that one down.
Wow, I can't even.
They're not trying to fool anybody here, and they've done a nice job. You got to wonder now, would you throw the ball, and if you don't complete it, you stop the clock, which is everything Rocky
he's
wants.
had about as good a chance running 12 as he has passing 12.
Straight run of field there, just runs into the pile, trying to follow the lineman. Guys are getting behind him. Nice job by the referee stopping at play there. Because he does. He just literally runs right up behind his lineman. And a timeout's going to be taken.
Kind of hides behind him. And you don't get hit as much that way, too, if you're not out there.
The referee actually just signaled first down.
Oh, and he single timeout Rocky Mountain.
Yeah, he just used the one arm to point, so it is a timeout taken by Rocky Mountain. So timeout on the field, 7:29, 24-14. The SaberCats lead the Lobos. You're watching Streaming Sports.
We're back here now, 4th down and 9 from the 36-yard line.
Knutson, as well as he's run the ball tonight, he's actually punted the ball pretty effectively, too. Just a football player, isn't he?
Yeah, he's really fun to watch. And there's nobody out to the right. I would certainly
You got to run the
that.
contain there. Left-footed kicker drives it down. Yancey chases down back to his 22. Catch is made there. Heads straight upfield. Spins out of one tackle and gets caught.
Good open field tackle.
Yeah, it really was. Nice return, about 9 yards, but good downfield coverage.
Knudsen had a lane right up the left. Everybody split when he kicked it, and there was a lane. And, I know that's a tough call to make, but
we got the best view.
Yeah, it doesn't look that open down there, I guarantee you.
Wow. So 7:22 as the Lobos take over on their own 32-yard line. They're down by 10.
Probably need one fairly big play.
Yeah, you need to do something in a hurry. Twins both side. Pooler back to throw on first down. Throws the long out. He's got Stevens out there on the edge. Catches it, goes out of bounds. Nice job by the, you're not going to get any more yardage. Get out of bounds. Don't let him take you down in bounds.
Probably want to try to get
that
more
was,
than 3 on
Tyler
the first
Jennings,
down,
82.
though.
Yeah, I know. It took all of 6 seconds, but you need to get more. Those defensive backs for Fossil Ridge right now, they just want everything to happen in front of them. They're only rushing 3. Britt's coming. Pooler again outside. And first down and out of bounds. So showing pretty good arm strength. Those out patterns are, that's a longer throw. So reset the chains. Ball be spotted on the 42-yard line. But as you said, if they take their time to get downfield like this, it's going to be a while. And, if you're down into 4 or 5 minutes, can things happen? Sure they can. But you're right. I think they need to see one play down the field pretty soon. Just to give time on another one. Big block coming at the middle of the time. Throws a man here, and that's a pretty good decision. He just threw that away. Then he got ridden down. Yeah.
Defensive holding.
We got one on the other side, too. I think there's going to be probably offsetting penalties.
Fossil Ridge band, yeah.
So pass interference and offsetting penalties. Substitution by the Lobos.
So pretend like it didn't happen, but it.
Yep. But they did run about 10 seconds off the clock. So 7:04 left here, 1st and 10. Lobos on their own 42. See if Fossil Ridge dials up the heat a little bit more, Randy. They brought 5 that last time.
Well, it's worked most of the time when they've done it. So
you want to blitz young quarterbacks. Out pattern there again. Good throw and catch. Be caught in bounds. Lefty there on the reception.
I think Fossil Ridge is probably okay with.
Yeah, well, especially if you're
7-yard out pattern.
Yeah, if you got to make them catch it in front of you. You just can't let anybody get behind you. And it's about, like I say, you got 2nd and short. You're in 4-down territory. Somewhere along the way here now, they're going to have to take somebody with an out and up move. Pull her back to throw. Blitz coming. Picked up by the running backs. Got a man on the outside. Nice throw across. Tackles. He goes abound outside the 40, inside the 45.
Similar to the play he ran for a touchdown.
Yeah, exactly. Catch there by number 34, Crone again.
I wouldn't mind seeing a draw play to.
Well, yeah, somewhere along the way
right here because he can break it.
Yeah, because the linebackers they're blitzing 1 or 2 on about every play now, and they've got to have a chance to get somewhere in the secondary. Somebody's got to make a play, and the middle of the field has not been tested here for a little bit, has it?
I think he's got another big run in him.
Even on just a flare pass or a screen pass.
Like right here.
Yep. Got him out in open space. He's going to run around one player for sure. Nope. Tuck your jersey in. Nobody catches you there. Sean Bauer fine on the tackle there.
Well, that was fortunate because that was another.
Yeah, there was a long ways to go there. And, yeah, that's one of those, great throw, right on time, took it outside, accelerated, and Fossil Ridge will be called on the far side for apparently just grabbing a receiver. Which I imagine they'll take the penalty. Well, it depends on the mark.
What was it?
It was
holding.
Defensive holding. automatic first down. Stepped it off, ball now marked inside the 35. Not only gives Rocky a couple extra yards on the first down, but the penalty spotted. Right now, Rocky Mountain's got to start getting out on the ball. You know, the play's still coming in. You know, you had down a distance a minute ago. A little bit more urgency. 6:05 to play here. And that's just that, you know, I know they want to take their time with the young quarterback and have their way through it. Low snap picked up quickly out here, got Vitano, and he ran without it, didn't he? He was ready to take off all alone. Boy, that was set up nicely. That was the old takeoff, oh no.
Well, you know, one thing I'm thinking is what scares me about some of these out patterns is if a defensive back, you know, jumps at.
Well, they're gonna. That's.
So I like the last two calls because they, you know, they were a little more screen flare pass as opposed to just a square out.
Well, that keeps your linebackers a little bit more honest too. They got to run. They can't run straight up field after you. Say Vitano that time, he catches that. He had room there in just the player you want to have with that kind of situation. So 2nd and 10, low snap, steps up to it, gets away from pressure, trying to hit a field, and just throws the ball out of field. Oh wow, good decision. I thought he had a chance for Stevenson. Connor Stevenson was close there, but stopped the clock. But 5:40 left to play.
Again, they got to score twice.
Yeah, if you had either one of those field goals, which Willigan had a pretty good year, either one of those in there, a touchdown would tie it up.
Or if you had both of them.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden the game's in doubt.
Again, a fairly well-played game. And
great effort, both teams tonight, really flying around. So 3rd and 10, big play. Rocky Mountain needs to have some of these yards here, or there's going to be a long 4th down. Back to throw. Fossil doesn't rush many. Got the man down the edge, trying to be. Yeah, there's going to be interference. Defensive back wasn't looking, was pushing against the receiver the whole way. Tyler Jennings trying to work his way in and was just getting pushed back from the secondary.
You know, even that is why you go down the field.
That's a good point.
Want to congratulate one of the all-time greats from last night, Mr. Tom Brady, on his 500th touchdown pass.
Yeah, and just what a great career, because they talk about how many different players, how many different players have caught touchdown passes. I mean, he's.
Well, and you know, they showed his what's he got, 5 Super Bowl, and every one he had different receivers.
Yep.
You know, he's never had the consistency of like a lot of these teams. So
there were 2 penalties against Fossil Ridge that time. One on defensive holding, and then one on the other side of the field, and one on the pass interferences we saw downfield here. So the first down, ball now on the 20, inside the 20, the 19. 5.5 minutes left. Trips, top of your screen, low snap. Stepping away from pressure, nowhere to go.
What a big play by Fossil Ridge.
Well, you just then I think we got a face mask at the end of it.
Oh my gosh!
I think he was getting spun around.
Well, and
could have had a holding going by him. I just thought I saw a face mask as he's going down, but
I didn't want to say anything. But that's like the 4th or 5th straight snap at his feet.
Yep.
And you know, that's just an extra second that it takes. Well, for me and you, that's a trip to the chiropractor.
And part of the issue too, it brings his eyes down. He's not able to look. He can't see pressure. You know, that was a great call by the DC for the SaberCats that time. Pressure coming in, more gaps that can be grabbed. Oh, that's unsportsmanlike conduct. So that's pulling, and he's been ejected for it too. So a player's been tossed from the game. And that could have been either just for the one player, it could have been for the second time the same player's been called. So 5:26, the clock hasn't been running much because when you keep giving up penalties, you know, 3 or 4 positive plays, a couple big penalties. Kid on the give this time, straight in the middle, got one blocker, the outside tackle, though. Great effort coming across there That was just a nice job of coming underneath the blocks there. Is that Dollar? Is that
8 or 9?
Yeah.
Wrestler or
it's either Wrestler or Dollar, but either way, just a great inside fill on what looked like a pretty good play as it set up. Because kid he had his hand on his lineman and he was starting to look downfield. Clock running, 3rd and short, 4:50 to play in the game. This formation strong, another ball at the fin like this. Now I'm still not going to get the first down. That was a pretty surprising run call.
I think they thought by going with quick count, they might catch somebody off guard. But
very good point. Rocky Mountain's going to take a timeout.
Fausto Ridge bowed their neck on that.
So timeout on the field. Big 4th down play coming for the Lobos. Pretty much the game on the line. 4:36 left. You're watching Stream It Sports.
So we're back here now, and a little drama here. 4:36 left. Rocky Mountain driving, down by 2 scores though. So they're going to
some composure here for the young offense out there, and they've got to get this one in though. This has got to be a touchdown.
So you don't take the 3 here and try to get the.
You know, it's tough. You put the young man out there again. He's missed 2. Quickly lining up, heavy formation, right side.
It's 4th and 2.
Somebody just jumped offside, but Fossil Ridge is trying to call timeout. And they did. So Fossil Ridge uses their last timeout, making sure their defense is set. So 4:36 still left in the game. You're watching Stream It Sports.
All right, so we're going to try this again now.
4th and short. Lobos break quickly from the huddle. Set up heavy right formation. Snap. Fake the give. Got a man wide open in the end zone. Great call. Touchdown, Rocky Mountain. Pooler fake the give. Everybody Fossil Ridge come running forward. And no one covering downfield.
2nd touchdown.
Yep. Crone again, number 34, was it?
Yep.
Now we've got a football game, 4.5 minutes left, 24-20, PAT to come. Like I say, that's as the evening is gone, that could have been a go-ahead touchdown or even tying it up. So don't leave. And the kick is up and good. So Rocky Mountain answers, Randy, with a pretty good drive.
Helped a lot.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. About 80 yards of penalties.
Fossil Ridge can't, it's when you get a little tired of the defense, you grab more, you start doing the things like you say, take it downfield, make them make a play against you or get a call. And then the unsportsmanlike, which had an ejection with it too. You know, you can't do that to yourselves on defense.
And they've played, again, you know, we would say one of the more solid games that we've seen a Fossil Ridge team play. And now they're
the
kind of falling apart here at the
train
end.
is not completely off the tracks. They can still come out on offense. Now Lobos have got 1 timeout left. The Sabercats really don't worry about their timeouts now, but they used them all just playing defense there. They had to use 2 of them on that drive.
Well, if Rocky Mountain gets this ball, then we've really got something here.
Yeah. Now you're setting up here because now they're going to start trying to defend how you're going to kick this ball. if I'm Rocky Mountain, I kick it towards the 20-yard line on the far right side.
Right.
And if they get the ball down there, if they don't taste, because you need to have, if you cover, you're running backward, you stop them there, you get the ball midfield. Now this is pretty much the normal kickoff. If you're Rocky Mountain, you don't want to kick this in the end zone. Pooch kick again down the left sideline. This time it bounces right back out again. So they can't catch a break on the placement. And, it's not much of a distance there, but it didn't give him a chance. And he's trying to put too fine. He's got a sprinter going down the left sideline.
Well, they tried the exact same thing twice with the same results 2 times.
Yeah, you need to keep it in bounds a little bit more just to make sure it doesn't go. And that is an art form. It really is. It is hard at the college level for onside kicks.
Would you kick that more towards the center? Is that how you would?
Well, you don't want it caught. So, I would have looked at coming clear across the field.
Right, that's where I was saying, because there was nobody over there.
Because you're on the run where the other defense has got to turn and run. So Knutson back in, sweep left here, just coming. The play's going to be. He's just trying to stay around people. But if they lose yardage, that's just a smart play, too. Dropping down, screen up there. And Rocky Mountain, I think, took a timeout right away.
It's their last one.
Yep. So 4:24 left. And if, after a big loss like that, if you're Fossil Ridge, okay, they burned it. I can get about a minute and a half off here by running a couple plays and then punting. But you can't just play passively like that. That was just a slow, you need to keep that aggression on offense like they've had.
Well, and you want to be aggressive. You want to get 2 first downs and take a knee is what you really want to do, isn't it?
Yep.
And that's about what it would take.
Yeah, well, and right now that's going to take a big play happening. I mean, throwing the ball right now would be a pretty heady stuff, wouldn't it? But if you're looking, Knutson does such a great job of making decisions on his feet with the ball in his hands. I would certainly look to one of his next 2 plays.
But I did not like that passive look on that last play.
Yeah, that was certainly just a sweep to, he wasn't going to go out of bounds. More of a play there just to keep the ball. Heavy left again, straight up the middle, just going to try to get behind people. Hit, gain a couple, 3 or 4 yards. 4:16 left. They'll have 25 seconds before they got to snap it again. So brings up 3rd and 11.
And here's where Rocky Mountain really got to pay attention, because Knutson has literally slid through the entire team for 10 yards. How many times?
Yeah, finding his way downfield. I would look for just a sweep to the right side of the field. Long, slow play. 3:50 to go here. He's just wait for the back judge.
And then he'll pick his hole.
Yeah. Even if he goes down, you put it back in the hands of your defense and have him punt the ball.
And there he is.
And it worked.
What did we see?
Made his way upfield, gain of 12, 13 yards, first down, and a big, big first down for the SaberCats right there. They're looking at punting with almost 3 minutes left in the game. Now all of a sudden, they can't run the clock out, but they can make it much more uncomfortable for Lobo's offense and still punt down towards the other goal line.
Well, folks, we're seeing one of the greatest performances we've seen in 7 years by Mr. Knutson tonight. I mean, this is unbelievable.
Fossil Ridge I'm giving a lot of credit to the coaching staff here. It says we haven't had much success offensively. We're just going to do something very basic. We've got the size advantage. They're pounding it, and they're just doing it over and over again, and it's worked. Again, Knutson's right side.
He's going to get another first down. Wow.
Well, and,
that's just clutch.
Well, Rocky Mountain's got to play for broke now. You've got to come in there. You need to throw. You need to tackle him right away. And you miss one. It's not surprising these kind of situations. Also takes it to the house because.
Yeah, he almost did on that one.
Yeah, just tripped and going down after about 12 yards. But that's how you put the game away.
I'll tell you, he has got a burst, but it just looks so smooth, doesn't it?
Now, what a great game plan. They've had the discipline to stay with it, too. Heavy up formation left side. Under 2.5 to play. Long, slow count here. Snap, right side. Just another sweep. Slides by one tackle, goes down after a couple yards.
Couple of guys out there enjoying their
that's
tumbling activities.
Yeah, that's not what an offensive lineman wants to be seen doing out there in the open, because if you drive somebody to the ground, not only do you have a useless penalty, you stop the clock. Because right now you got 2nd and 8. Another first down will certainly do it. Very close here. With just if you could run it 2 more times, I'd say they're in 4-down territory, Randy. I wouldn't punt it. No reason to. Long starting count, taking their time, watching the back judge. Starts his count, fakes the give, straight up the middle again. Moves the pile, just stay on that right side stays behind the big fella. He's over there behind Heckman and just.
It's just as basic football as you can get, folks.
There's nothing.
You have
fancy.
seen tonight
Yep.
the origination of what football looked like.
Yep.
And it's amazing that we're seeing this from Fossil Ridge Sabercats. Like you said, you got to credit the coaches with saying, what do we have?
Yeah.
And we've got a kid in Knutson that can play every position.
He's the 5-tool player in football.
And just.
Well, they know they've got 60 to 80 pounds in different spots across that offensive line, and they're just wearing down the Lobos up front. 3rd and short now. This will do it if they get a first down here. Splits his other way, tries to run away from the, he's not going to go anywhere now. But it doesn't, it's a loss in the play. And it's 4th down coming up. They're going to have 4th down with about 10 seconds left. So what they're going to do now, Randy, they're just going to come over here and let the clock run out. And they'll take a 5-yard penalty, and then they'll just snap it and kneel it. Run around. Rocky Mountain really won't have a chance to do anything.
The penalty will be with how?
Probably in the 6 to 7 second range. Nope, that's actually going to be the game. I thought it was under 37 seconds, so that will do it.
Wow.
So just enough time run there, but the play that made it was that 3rd and 11. Knutson slices his way through a defense, gains enough for first down, and you had to just snap it 3 more times. So going back to basics, doing what they could do with the physicality of the game, and it paid off tonight. Rocky Mountain made some plays in the second half, looked a little bit better, kind of like they did against Pooter, but not enough, not soon enough.
Yeah, and again, credit to the Fossil Ridge coaching staff for coming out with a game plan that just took us totally off guard.
Yep.
And Casey Knutson just with one of the greatest
awesome
performances we've ever seen here at French Field. I mean, I'm sure he had well over 300 yards, maybe 50 carries, I don't know. But
he will sleep on the bus on the way home.
And he's not a big kid either. I mean, he's 6 foot 187. So anyway, Fossil Ridge gets their second win against the city team. This year, we will have them still against Pooter. So we will see you Thursday night for volleyball. We will see you next Friday. 2 football games here on this fine channel. Again, our score, Sabercats 24 and the Lobos 21. For Max Fink, David Haase, I'm Randy McCoy. We will see you next time.
It's Northern Colorado High School football, live on Stream It Sports NoCo. This broadcast has been brought to you by Jim's Wings, Northern Colorado's favorite wings since 1991. By Pedersen Toyota in Fort Collins, everything cars made easy. And by First Bank. Visit any of our convenient locations in Northern Colorado. First Bank, banking for good.